Subscribe to the channel and comment down below saying I subscribed to this month's shoutout giveaway. Hey guys, welcome back to Homer Hub. The New York Yankees and Boston Red Sox just played a historic series in London, bringing the national pastime across the pond. Two of the greatest rivals in the history of sports competed in 2 games over the weekend, and it felt like much of the sports world barely noticed. There has been far more buzz about the US women's national soccer team currently advancing to the semifinals of the World Cup in France, and the wild and wacky NBA free agency period. Number 1, the average age group. People, particularly young people, appear to be more interested in where NBA players are going than what Major League Baseball players are doing.
Base hit to right field. Here comes Richardson. Here's the throw for Markakis. Richardson is safe.
This past weekend is not just a snapshot or an unrepresentative sample. It speaks to a broader problem about the future of the sport. For years, articles bemoaning baseball's ability to attract a younger audience have shot up like weeds. But in 2019, they have more currency because we have more data. A recent Gallup poll shows that only 9% of people in the United States are listing baseball as their favorite sport. That's the lowest number since Gallup started asking the question in 1937. Recent statistics also show that ballpark attendance is down in 19 of the 30 stadiums around the league. Camera shots of games being played in front of near empty crowds are now plentiful. There is also the embarrassing spectacle of the sparsely watched Tampa Bay Rays looking to play half their games in Montreal. Baseball also has the oldest average fan base of any other major sports. As Market Watch wrote in 2017, the average age of a baseball viewer is 57, up from 52 in 2006. There won't be a youth movement either, as just 7% of baseball's audience is below age 18. Number 2, coronavirus. March 9, 2020. Following a conference call with all 30 teams, MLB announces its intent to continue playing spring training games and to open the regular season on March 26 as planned. The statement notes that MLB has been in regular contact with health officials. MLB does, however, limit clubhouse access to players and essential personnel. Most notably, this means media are no longer allowed in spring training clubhouses.
Obviously, we still have a long ways to go in our battle against COVID-19, but our recovery is moving forward.
March 11, 2020. Washington Governor Jay Inslee, whose state has been hit the earliest and the hardest by COVID-19, announces a ban on large group gatherings through at least the end of March. Soon after, the Mariners announced that they are working with the Major League Baseball office of the commissioner on alternative plans for our games that were scheduled for the end of March at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. The city and county of San Francisco also announced a 2-week ban on gatherings of more than 1,000 people. The Giants soon after announced that their scheduled March 24th exhibition against the Athletics in Oracle Park in San Francisco has been canceled. The city of Oakland and Alameda County likewise announced a prohibition on public gatherings of 1,000 people or more through the end of March. The A's announced they are working with MLB to reschedule the affected games. March 12, 2020. MLB announces that spring training games are canceled as of 4 p.m. ET, and that the start of the regular season has been pushed back 2 weeks. Opening day had originally been scheduled for March 26. MLB's decision comes after the NBA, NHL, and MLS all suspend their seasons, which were already in progress. Number 3, today's popularity. The survey, released in January, found football still ranks first in popularity among all sports. The numbers broke down as follows. The number represents the percentage of respondents who voted for each sport as their favorite. Football, 37%, basketball, 11%, baseball, 9%, soccer, 7%. That 9% figure is the lowest baseball rank since Gallup first started asking this question in 1937. Is this survey an accurate reflection of how American sports fans really feel? Breaking it down, baseball ranked as the most favorite sport among Americans in 1948 and 1960. They've trailed football since 1972. However, the drop to 9% below basketball and almost even with soccer came as a bit of a surprise. There are issues to know, however. The first is that the terms themselves are a bit deceiving. If someone is asked about baseball, they most likely think of teams in Major League Baseball. Other forms of baseball, the minors, college baseball, have very little presence on television. Football, on the other hand, includes both the National Football League and college football, 2 of the most prominent sports on television. Basketball includes both the National Basketball Association and college basketball. The latter is highlighted each year in the popular March Madness college basketball tournament. Number 4, baseball returning. Major League Baseball sent the Players Union a new proposal for restarting the 2020 season after a face-to-face meeting between Commissioner Rob Manfred and Union Chief Tony Clark, sources confirm to Yahoo Sports. The proposal was delivered Wednesday after the 2 men met in Arizona. Reports indicate the proposal involves a 60-game season with the fully prorated salaries players agreed upon in March, and that the season could start by July 19th. The Athletics' Ken Rosenthal also reported the union may counter seeking more games. This follows weeks of clashes between the league and the union. The league also made the last proposal in the negotiation. The talks hit a low point Monday when Manfred said he wasn't 100% certain there'd be a 2020 season just 5 days after saying there would unequivocally be a 2020 season. Players have taken up a "tell us when and where" as a mantra in recent days, after saying they won't negotiate any further pay cuts beyond their prorated salaries, but will report to play when the commissioner sets a schedule. Owners, however, fear that the players' union would also file a grievance that could cost an upward of $1 billion if the losers are found to have been negotiating in bad faith. After all this information, it is easy to see that baseball will definitely be coming back for 2022. Baseball will still remain one of America's top sports and will definitely not be going anywhere anytime soon. Thanks for watching. If you learned anything or enjoyed the video, leave a like on this video. Subscribe for more content like this in the future, and I will see you next time.